Hello Anderson County, this is Brett Sanders, Anderson County Council person for District 4. Recapping tonight's minutes from the March 16th council meeting. Third reading, we had issue with the flag lots, which really not an issue, but we voted to clean up some language. There was a lot of language in there that was open for interpretation versus just black and white. Got that cleaned up, which will allow things to be more easily understood and identified.
Can you tell me what a flag lot is?
A flag lot is basically what it sounds like. It's a lot that looks like a flag. You got the flagpole going up, and then you have your rectangle lot. And some of the wording in the ordinances was as those lots come out onto particular roads, a main artery road, a state road, or a county road, and they had to have certain setbacks and distances. And basically it was kind of confusing because it looked like you could only have one or two flag lots within a certain distance on a road that you could interpret it that way. But they cleaned the language up a lot and makes it more understandable and easily to identify right off the bat, and does away with a lot of I call it interpretation. Also, we had a third reading on changing lot sizes in unzoned areas with sewer. It was originally brought up as 15,000 square foot minimum lots. We negotiated it down to 10,000 square feet. Also, the side setbacks on the sides of houses we increased from 8 feet to 15 feet. The front setbacks went to like 30 feet, and the rear I think stayed the same pretty much, or if it increased, it didn't increase by much. We had a lot of people here tonight vocal about those issues. I think the Region County is addressing those issues. We've had a lot of stormwater complaints, water runoff complaints, complaints about EMS and fire having the ability to get between a house or move up a road. Like you have a neighborhood where single drive and you got everyone parked out on the road on both sides of the road, and in the case of an emergency, it's not feasible for them to get in there and out safely. So that was one of the main reasons. I think it's going to, we'll see a little bigger lots now. It'll open it up to a little more green space in a yard, so to speak. But I had a hard time supporting this one, which I was discussing with you earlier. My thought is I understand some of the concerns the developers had, and I think what we're planning on doing is the right thing to do, but I think there needs to be an option for them, like the conservation subdivision, which we're working on, and it will be a viable option in what we're trying to do. It allow more green space, and it actually allow the developer not to lose volume on the number of houses. So they allow them to cluster them a little more, but right now the conservation subdivision details haven't been finalized, and as I said on council floor today, I would really, I support it, and I want to see our conservation subdivision, our options for the developers to move along at a faster pace and give them some options as well. That was pretty much, those setbacks were all the same things that we had, but we also voted third reading on allowing to use corrugated pipe for driveway aprons. It was a system that the state uses now. And instead of concrete, we can use corrugated. I have to meet county specs and state specs for as the amount of gravel and things of that nature. But it will allow a cheaper option other than using concrete, and that passed on third reading today as well. Second reading was a fee in lieu agreement with a project called Project Switch, which is in District 4, and the company will be announced soon, but they're already here. The project is going to be a $13 million expansion, create 200 more jobs with a starting pay or a base pay of $20.18, and also health benefits. And the overall impact, I think Mr. Burris Nelson said, economic development over the period of the fee in lieu agreement was close to $400 million economic impact for Anderson County. I'm excited for the company, a great company. I can't wait till we can share the name with everyone, but it's a good thing, good jobs, and we're seeing a lot of this in Anderson right now. We're so blessed to be where we are with the economic development that we have, with the jobs, the wages, the salaries that we have, the benefits. We're in a great place right now, and I hope everyone is out there that needs a job to get out there and look, but because there's a lot of opportunity out there right now. Oh, there was another second reading today on final plats, and what was happening is you'd have a developer or someone come in, get approval. I'm just throwing out examples here, say a 200 house subdivision. Well, they get everything approved and don't act on it, so 2 years from now it's still already approved, or 3 years, and then you have someone come across the street and do one that starts, and next thing you know, the area can't handle it, the infrastructure can't handle it. We've already approved something. So now with this motion, I understand that it takes time to get a project approved, moving, developed, built out, sold, but this will give them a 12-month time to actually start the process. They have 2 6-month extensions in there as well. Once the project started, and it allowed them to get it complete instead of just passing something to hold on the books for later. So it won't hold up other projects as well. To tie in with that is what we were just talking about is the sewer. There's a time frame on completion of sewer from where our sewer line runs to a project. It's just like what we were discussing earlier. They come in, get an approval on something, so, oh yeah, sewer is going to be there, or we'll have sewer there to the thing in a year or two, and next thing you know, the sewer's not there, or they haven't accessed or tapped on to what's available. So this is kind of speeding up the process, or holding their feet to the fire to actually get in there, complete the project, get it on board to where we can check it off and move on to the next project. So that was a time frame thing as well. And finally, we had some reviews from my ad hoc committee, which I chaired, on some committees that we have that haven't met or no longer used. Went through all our committees and decided to do away with a couple of them, and that was voted on tonight as well. And then we had a sewer change deal on a project on Wellpine Road where they ran into some rock there, and there was an increase in the amount for blasting and doing some other things to abate and get rid of the rock that they were hit, which we kind of anticipated. And then there was just some bookkeeping on some transfers from interdepartmental things, but the sheriff's department, and another small thing is basically accounting, keeping the debits and the credits in the right place. And last but not least, we voted on 2 at-large members for the planning committee. That would be Mr. Brian Boggs, which is in my district. District 4 is going to be represented on the planning commission, along with Mr. Wesley Grant, and I think he was from District 1, works for the school district, District 5. I think both guys have a lot of assets, skills, and talents to bring to the planning commission. Mr. Boggs is a developer and has done projects in pretty much everyone's district up here, so he's a good resource. And Mr. Grant was with the school, works for District 5. He has a good insight on the impacts on schools, on developments and things of that nature. So I'm very excited for those 2. We had over 17 people apply, which surprised me. And there were some excellent candidates there. And there are a couple other positions that I have available or vacant on the planning, not only the planning commission, but on economic development, that I think we've got some good talent that I'm going to reach out to and hopefully bring them over into the planning and development side of things as well. So that's pretty much it for today.